Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and today we're going to talk about Bed Bath & Beyond, and I'm going to talk to you about why Bed Bath & Beyond is pretty much a dead company and a dead stock, and we're going to use this as kind of a case study to understand why you got to be really careful in this market when it comes to buying stocks that are undervalued. They may seem like good deals, but really they can be deals for the devil. So get comfortable, buckle up a seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I am your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about black wealth and black economics every single day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day, under one condition. The condition is that we are black first. Black first means we put our community at the top of our priority list. Black first means we educate our kids on economics. Black first means that we break generational curses. If you agree with this philosophy, then put a B1 in the chat. Also, shout out the city that you're from. Let me know what city you're from. Now, some of you may be watching live, which means you're watching me at 2 a.m. and in case you're or 3 a.m. actually. And in case you're wondering, I just work when I feel like it. It's funny. A lot of people think I'm a workaholic because I'll be working anytime, night or day. But what you don't understand is that when I don't feel like working, I don't work. And I take lots of naps and I get plenty of rest. I get at least 8 hours of sleep a day because sleep is actually really important for your health, and health is wealth. We know this because if you don't take care of your health because you're chasing wealth, you will eventually lose your wealth trying to buy your health back. Give me a yes in the chat if you understand where I'm coming from, if you get what I'm saying here. So anyway, let's hop into this. Let's talk about this. So if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to give you guys a stock that I just bought shares of that I believe is going to be a great investment. And so I will share that with you in 1 second. So please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Hey, Yoshika, I see you. Yoshika's in here first a lot. I love you, girl. I appreciate you. Terry Cobb, Mustafia, Reese, Marsha, let's see, Vernita from Cleveland. Good to see you. All right, so shout out the city. Let me know what city you're from. All right, so I'll be quick with this. How many of you, give me a yes or no, how many of you heard about Bed Bath & Beyond possibly declaring bankruptcy? Let me know if you have seen, what's going on with Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm going to read some of this to you from Business Week, and it says Bed Bath & Beyond warns that it may go out of business. Bed Bath & Beyond has begun preparations for a bankruptcy filing that would likely come during its operating quarter of the year, or first operating quarter of the year, according to people with knowledge of the move who asked not to be named, discussing confidential plans. So somebody leaked this information apparently. The Union, New Jersey-based company on Thursday called off a proposed debt exchange. And said that it might not be able to continue as a going concern. The company's shares slumped as much as 25% to $1.27 in trading in New York. So let me show you guys. I don't know why my image disappeared. Let me see if I can pull that back up. Let me show you guys a little bit about Bed Bath & Beyond stock and just show you what a horrific fall from grace looks like. Now, as I do this, please hit the thumbs up button as I do this. But let me see if I can show you the stock here. Let's see. I'm looking for the stock and the debt levels. Let's see here. Hold on. You know what, guys? Give me a second here. I'm going to pull up the stock price because I want us to kind of look at here we go. All right, there's my screen. Okay, give me 1 second, everybody. I apologize. Let me pull this up because I want you to see this, and we can kind of talk through the financial lesson that exists here. So here's Bed Bath & Beyond stock. As you can see, it's been an absolute dud, but it hasn't been a complete dud historically and over time. I mean, there was a time where Bed Bath & Beyond wasn't so terrible. I mean, if you go back to 1992, in the 1990s, it was pretty low back then, and if you bought back then, even if you held it till now, you still got a little bit of green. But if you look recently, look at the last 5 days, it's down. Look at the last month. Last 6 months right here, where it was traded as high as $23 a share. Look at the 1 year mark, the 5 year mark. That really shows a lot. You see here where it was trading as high as $30 a share. And if you go historically, you'll see in 2013, Bed Bath & Beyond was trading at $75. In 2015, it was trading at $76. So my heart goes out to the people who bought this stock back when it was 76, thinking that it could keep going higher. And you see here that this company's fall from grace has been absolutely horrific. I mean, right now the stock is trading at crazy levels, $1.27. So if you can only imagine a $75 investment dropping to $1.26, that's like buying a property for $750,000 and having the value drop to $126,000. That would be devastating. So Bed Bath & Beyond is a company that appears to have had a problem where They took on a lot of debt. Their debt is an issue. I thought their debt would be higher than what it was, but actually debt relative to their revenue isn't insane. If I'm not mistaken, I could have sworn that I read that they have about $3 billion in debt. Now, $3 billion can either be a big number or a small number, depending on what situation you're talking about. Their market cap is really low right now. It's only $115 million, which is absolutely crazy. What's interesting about Bed Bath & Beyond is they have a really strong brand. Like, how many of you have ever shopped at Bed Bath & Beyond? How many of you maybe went there when you were in college? Maybe you like to go there at Christmas time. Bed Bath & Beyond is not a company that really sort of gives you the impression that they that they were going to go bankrupt. It was kind of surprising to people. And from what I read, it looks like Bed Bath & Beyond's biggest mistake was they actually pivoted in the wrong way. They pivoted toward a lot of white label products as opposed to going with name brands that people like. So they tried to pivot back. That didn't work. And then also companies like Bed Bath & Beyond have a hard time competing with companies like Amazon. So here in this article, it also says that a representative for Bed Bath & Beyond said in a statement that, quote, no determinations have been made at this time regarding the company's bid to regain market share and enhance liquidity. The debt exchange offer would have given creditors a chance to swap unsecured bonds for a lower face value amount of new secured obligations. So that basically means that Bed Bath & Beyond was going to its creditors and making arrangements to try its best to restructure its debt, to say, hey, look, we know we owe you money. Let's fix this. Maybe we can offer you something in exchange for this that'll allow us to take off some of the debt load and increase your probability of getting your money back. So it's just like loaning money to your cousin, and your cousin knows they owe you $1,000, but they come back and say, look, I'm gonna need a little bit more time, and maybe if you could drop the debt to $500, I can guarantee you I can get you 500, but I can't guarantee I can get you 1,000 because I need the extra 500 in order to go and make money so I can repay you. And it's a terrible situation. And in fact, today, me and my wife were actually doing a financial therapy session. In case you don't know, in the Black Business School, we created the first ever Black financial therapy department. And we've gotten leading experts, PhDs in therapy as well as finance to come together to figure out all of the psychological and cultural barriers that block us from building Black wealth. Well, one of the things that we talked about are things like financial conflicts and financial trauma, which can undermine the Black economy. So a lot of times, a lot of you, give me a guess if you've ever done this, where you've loaned money to somebody and they just didn't pay it back and it hurt your feelings and made you mad and made you lose trust. You didn't loan money to anybody else because you were too scared. Well, a lot of this financial trauma isn't just in the Black community. It's kind of everywhere. So right now, there's these really stiff renegotiations that are happening, and the economy is hitting a reset button in terms of how easily capital can flow to a lot of these companies that aren't able to really make a profit the way they should. Before, companies could be unprofitable for years. That's because you had a heavy, what they call risk on environment. Now, wealth has plummeted in the last year, at least on paper. A lot of you have seen your stock portfolios drop quite a bit. Maybe some of your real estate isn't doing as well as it was. But the thing about it is, remember that that's on paper. That is an unrealized loss until you make it real. It is not real until you make it real. The way you make it real is when you start selling things. That's why now, times like now are not the time to really be selling much of anything. I'm not selling hardly anything. I'm not selling my real estate in this market. I'm not selling too many stocks in this market. I'm not selling much of anything. I'm not selling my crypto. I'm sure as hell not selling my crypto in this market, because these are the times where you either hold or you buy. These are not the times where you go sell, unless you are that desperate for cash flow, which is what is getting Bed Bath & Beyond in trouble right now. Bed Bath & Beyond, in my view, is not a bad company. Bed Bath & Beyond is not a terrible brand. Bed Bath & Beyond is struggling because they don't have the cash flow to maintain control and ownership of their brand, which is putting their company in jeopardy. Now, do me a favor, guys. If you could, please hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. And I have to remind you guys that I have a new book called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. It is a definitive guide for any Black family that wants to build a wealth tradition. It's getting excellent views on Amazon. Most of the reviews are 5-star. If you buy a copy, I only ask that you go to Amazon and please leave a review, so you can either get it at boycewatkins.com or on Amazon, whichever place you want to go. It's written for you. It's written for Black folks. That's why I put the word Black in the title. But really, anybody can apply it. But I really think Black people can be and should be the world leaders when it comes to wealth building and understanding economic intelligence. Also, don't forget that on the 13th, my wife and I are doing a financial slumber party where we're going to meet on a Zoom at 11 p.m. at night, late at night, and hang out and get our popcorn and wear our pajamas. And during that time, I'm going to turn you into the best investor in your family. You will be the leading expert in your family when it comes to investing by the time we're done. So come and hang out, and we're going to have a ton of fun. So feel free, if you'd like to join us, just go to boycewatkins.com. The link is right there if you'd like to take a look at that. So ultimately, Bed Bath & Beyond, the question would be, would I buy this stock? The answer is obviously no. One of the things you have to be really careful about is a lot of people like to buy stocks because the price goes down. But the thing is that that's a risky investment strategy because it's really risky to buy because the price went down when you don't know why the price went down. So do not buy unless you know why. That's my 2 cents. So Love Matters. This is live. I am 100% live. This is not a recording unless you're watching the recording. But Love Matters. I see your comment. She said, "Is this live or is this a pre-recording?" But either way, the information is the same. So does it really matter? Does it really matter? It doesn't matter. It's the same me, same idea, same everything. So anyway, let me. I promise you guys, I would give you a stock that I like for this week, a stock that I'm buying. That stock for this week is PayPal. I really like PayPal. I'm buying some shares of PayPal tomorrow. I'm adding it to my portfolio. I already own some PayPal. I'm buying some more. If you would like to see the other stocks that I'm buying, feel free to go to my website, boycewatkins.com. There's a link to either my stock market investing class, or you can actually click on what Dr. Boyce is buying. And every single week, I research stocks that are good investments for your family that are expected to do well in the future, and I'm listing those stocks. Let me just explain this to you guys right now. That these investments are going to be damn good, in my opinion. I firmly believe that once we get this Fed stuff behind us and the stock market starts roaring again, you're going to make more money with stock market investing than you will in real estate. You're going to make more money than you will in almost any other endeavor. And the best part about it is it's passive, but you got to prepare in advance. The stock market is not a Johnny come lately kind of place. It's not a place where you dive in once everybody's making money and everything's going up, because then you're getting to the party late and you're going to be the person buying when it's at its peak, as opposed to being the person who bought before the peak. Like, remember before the pandemic, when everything plummeted during the pandemic, I want you to go back, if you get a chance, go back and look and see what videos I did right when the pandemic started and everything plummeted. Go look at what I was saying to you guys in 2020 when the stock market dipped like crazy. What was I saying? What does anybody remember what I was saying? I said buy. I said I didn't tell you guys to buy because I don't want to give investment advice. I don't want to make it weird and complicated. But I literally was like, I am buying everything I can get my hands on. Everything I can get my hands on. In fact, let me show you guys a little chart that'll just kind of help exemplify that. If you could hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe, just so you know, the reason I don't have as many people in my lives as I should is because I think my channels get shadow banned. I think YouTube bans channels that are a little bit too black. So because I talk about controversial topics, I think I'm shadow banned. So if you hit the notification bell, maybe that'll increase the chances you'll be notified. Also, if you go to boycewatkins.com and get something free from us and get on our email list, I can email you out the content. And another way you can get in touch with me is you can also look for this podcast on Spotify. Just search for the Dr. Boyce Breakdown, and you can find my podcast on Spotify too. So I don't know why, I'll have, 400,000 subscribers on the channel and there'll be like 200 people in the chat. And a lot of people say, I never see your videos. And I think it's because YouTube shadow banned us. But literally across our different platforms, we have about 1.4 million subscribers. So it's very interesting to me that the numbers end up being so weirdly low, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna keep on talking. We got other ways to reach you guys, so it's totally good. We can work around the system. But let me show you. I just want to show you an example of the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and this is where wealth is built. This is where money gets made. This is where smart people get ahead of the dumb people. And if you're smart, give me a yes in the chat if you want to be smart, because I want you to be intelligent. I want you to be on top of the game. So let me show y'all something real quick. And you guys know I have a PhD in this stuff. I'm not a dummy at this. I understand money. So let me show you. Look at this. Look at this. The Dow Jones Industrial Average. Now y'all see this right here. This was the Dow right after the pandemic started. Right. And you see this major dip. And if you go back and you search for my videos that I did on March 20th and March 21st and March 22nd and March 23rd, right during that time, I was telling you guys about the history of the market. I was telling you about all the dissertation research I've done over the last 120 years of stock market investing. I wrote my whole dissertation on this. You can look it up. I graduated from The Ohio State University. They don't let dummies get a PhD in finance. I was the only black man on the planet to get that degree in that year. No other black person on the planet got that degree. And I'm not bragging. It's just true. So I make that point to say I'm not just spitting out a bunch of opinions. I was telling you guys right then, I said, this is your chance. This is your opportunity. This is your window. You know, the word poor stands for passing over opportunities repeatedly. A lot of people passed over this opportunity. Maybe they were watching twerking videos on Instagram. Maybe they were listening to their favorite rapper talk about his 18th baby mama. I don't know what people were listening to, but some of y'all were listening, and some of you got major paid. Some of you made a ton of money here. Some of you weren't listening, or maybe you were scared. So part of the goal when we have our financial slumber party on the 13th is you can go to boycewatkins.com if you'd like to join us. The goal is to kind of help you get over this nonsense, get over these silly myths. There are so many people that know nothing about investing that will tell you in a second that the stock market is rigged. You're going to lose all your money. It's really, really bad. It's way too risky. Don't do it. Blah, blah. And then the thing is, if you want to understand whether their advice is good or bad, look at their bank account. Look at whether or not if you bought right here, if you just simply dove in like crazy and bought everything you could right here, you made a killing. You made an absolute killing. And actually, I want to show you one more. Let me just pick a company. Let me look at McDonald's stock. Okay, so McDonald's stock price. I'm gonna pick just one major company, and I want to look at McDonald's stock. And I want you to here's another little magic trick I'm gonna show y'all. This is where money's at. See, everybody's like, where's the money? There's no money out here. Black people can't get wealth. Well, let me show you where the money's at. Y'all ready? Say, show me the money in the chat. Type that in the chat because I'm having fun right now. I know it's 2:00 in the morning, but y'all know me. I go at it. I go hard. I've been doing this years, so I'm not going to stop. Look at March 20th, 2020. Look at the price of McDonald's stock, March 20th, 2020. $148.49. What is McDonald's stock worth now? This is a random company I just grabbed. I could probably do this with Google. I could do this with Amazon. I could do this all day, all night, all weekend. McDonald's stock is now trading at $269. $269. So imagine if you had a house that you could buy March 20th, 2020, and 2 years later, that house is worth $269,000. It went from $148,000 to $269,000. What has happened here? Well, you've made $120,000 just by sitting there and doing nothing. McDonald's did not stop selling hamburgers during the pandemic. McDonald's was selling just as many burgers on March 21st as they were selling on March 19th. So when you see a quality company like a McDonald's, I'm gonna tell you to go eat there. This stuff will probably kill you early, but still, when you see a quality company that's making money hand over fist, and they're trading at this price, and then suddenly something happens that's pretty temporary that causes the price to plummet, but it's still the same company, that's when you go in for the kill. That's where you make your money. But there are so many people that are just scared or don't understand what's going on, or don't want to understand. Don't just want to stay in the dark. I have no idea what's going on in the world. I have no idea. But I'm talking to you to say that if you ever want to understand where money's made, that's where money is made. Okay. So forgive me for getting passionate. This is just how I feel. I want Black people to understand these things because I believe that we can be the best investors on the planet. Jewish people are 2% of the population, but they make up 35% of all the billionaires. 2% of the population, but they make up 35% of the billionaires. We are 13% of the population, and we make up about 80% of the basketball players. I'm not saying basketball's bad, but I'd rather produce billionaires than basketball players. No disrespect if you like basketball. So that's my 2 cents. I hope you can take what I said, and I hope it makes sense. Again, my stock for today is PayPal. I'm going to be buying some PayPal in the morning. Also, don't forget, if you go to boycewatkins.com, you can get your Black Wealth calendar if you'd like. You can get a copy of my new book if you'd like. You can also join us on the 13th for our financial slumber party. And during that party, I'm going to break down 8 myths about investing that keep people broke. And I'm going to turn you into the financial ambassador for your family. You will be the most economically intelligent person in your family. I guarantee it. So feel free to take a look. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Please have a good night, and I'll see you soon. Peace.